Bill gets the call, and he stiff arms him in. Down to the goal line. Did he get in? Touchdown! He is absolutely slippery and amazing. Waits. Straight ahead into the end zone. Touchdown. And he goes to the end zone for a touchdown.
Reaching out, looking for the goal line. And it is touchdown for Le'Veon Bell.
The Killer Bee is here. Our next guest is one of the best running backs in the NFL. In just 12 games last season, he averaged over 100 yards on the ground and scored 9 total touchdowns. Joining us now on First Take is Steelers All-Pro running back Le'Veon Bell. Le'Veon, thank you so much for being with us.
Thanks for having me.
So, the Steelers give you the franchise tag, but we know you're looking for that long-term contract that you obviously deserve. How close are you to getting a deal done before that July 15th deadline?
I'm not sure. Obviously, we want to come to an agreement, but if it doesn't, I'm just take it as it is, and continue about my day. But we obviously, it's going to go back and forth.
Le'Veon, if it doesn't get done, will you sign the franchise tender and play under the franchise tag?
Yeah, I'm going to play. I'm not, trying to stay out a year, so I'm going to go out there, play football, and continue to do what I do.
Le'Veon, Stephen A. here, man. Thank you for being on the show. Break this down to me. First of all, how badly do you want to remain a Pittsburgh Steeler, and how far do you think this team could go next year?
I want to be a Pittsburgh Steeler for life. Obviously, hopefully everything gets done, so that we can make that happen. Obviously, I think the sky's the limit for our team. I think, we fell a little short last year. I think if I go into that game healthy, I think it'll be a different outcome of the game. I think we got the players and we got the coaches to go out there and win the Super Bowl. That's always our goal. We were very close last year, so obviously that's gonna be our goal for the next season.
Le'Veon, that's what I was going to ask you. Look, you're the best back in the game, in my opinion, by quite a bit. David Johnson and Zeke, they're great, but I think you're number one, and I think that's clear. You just said the outcome is different if you're in that game. That was not a close game. How is the outcome different if you don't get hurt?
People don't understand the game of football all the way. I think, when you have a run game, obviously keeps their offense off the field, especially when you got a guy like Tom Brady who, can score points. He can, strike up the band, on a consistent basis. So I think you need a consistent run game to be able to, obviously take some clock off, and we're, be able to move the ball, set up play action, leave one-on-one opportunities for the outside guys, and obviously keep our defense off the field. That's the biggest thing, and I think with a solid run game, the outcome is different. We were their defense. I was the coach of the game. That's what we was doing. The last 8 games of the season. That's what we continue to do, and we got better at that.
I completely agree with you. I'm sorry, Matt, to the comment. I completely agree with you. Do everything you can, Le'Veon, to keep your defense off the field, because, damn it, I don't trust them. I trust your offense. I don't trust your defense, particularly the secondary. Now, that's right, I said it. Having said all of that, let me say this. When Big Ben Roethlisberger came out quoted after the AFC Championship game, talking about how he's contemplating retirement, how did you and others, as his teammates, absorb all of that? How concerned were y'all that he's taking it seriously, and what did it say to y'all about y'all?
I think a lot of it has to do with frustration. Obviously, he ought to be a guy we ought to depend on. He's a guy we need in our huddle. So I always want him in there. Selfishly, I want him back. But I'm pretty sure he's gonna do the thing that's right for himself and his family. He's been playing for a long time. So I don't exactly know how his body feels or what he's going through. So I take it for what it is. But obviously, selfishly, I want him back. In the huddle, commanding the guys. I'm obviously taking a lot of pressure off myself too.
Le'Veon, getting back to the offensive side of the ball, you guys have an offensive line, and you have all the things you look for in a historically great offense. Future Hall of Fame quarterback, best back in the game, and you and Antonio Brown having a prime that's comparable to any in the history of the NFL. The way the fans and the media talk about it, the way we talk about it on this show, we talk about how you want to keep that together because it's so special and it gives Roethlisberger a chance to win Super Bowls and great coaching Mike Tomlin. That's a rare combination, all of that. Do you guys ever talk amongst yourselves, the players I just mentioned, the coach, the offensive line, about how special you can be offensively if you guys stay together?
Of course, we understand. When all of us on the field at the same time, we're very tough to stop. A lot of times it's really us hurting ourselves. Whether it's injuries, penalties, guys getting suspended, it's really on us. So I think we know how special we can be. I got to take it upon myself, to make sure I'm on the field, being healthy, obviously not suspended, and things like that. you know, other guys can take it upon themselves. We know how good we can be. Obviously, that's what's going to keep being around. You know, I mean, for him to play for such a long time, he has to have an urge and, you know, a willingness to play. You know, and I think us winning championships, you know, he'll always continue to come back and want to go out there and continue to win more, and be mentioned with those elite quarterbacks that everybody talks about, because I don't think Ben gets talked about enough.
If you did not get hurt in the AFC Championship game, what would have happened against the New England Patriots?
I think we beat them. You know, I think the first time we played them in the beginning of the year, we kind of gave that game away. We was playing with you know, our backup quarterback. We didn't even have Ben. I think when we was playing in the AFC Championship game, you know, when I was out there, you know, I wasn't feeling well at all, you know, but the fact that I was out there, the game plan was so different just because the fact I was out there, you know, and I think, you know, if I go out there and healthy and, you know, we go out there and, you know, do what we do and normally do, the way we've been doing it the whole season, you know, especially in the playoffs, like running the ball, opening play action, leaving AB one-on-one, leaving Sammy one-on-one, Jesse James, all receivers, our O-line blocking the way they do. You know, I think the outcome is really different, you know, and, you know, we'll get back to that next year, you know, but I think we win that game.
Le'Veon, we appreciate you, and we hope you get that long-term deal and all that guaranteed money coming your way real soon that you so deserve.
They better pay you. They better pay you.
Pay that man.
Oh, they'll pay him. They'll pay him.
We'll close out the week by looking for some answers from the NFL. It's the final take, and it's after the break. Keep it here.
How does he handle the big moment?
You have to take everything into consideration. Why? For what?
Come on, dude.
He sued everybody. Everybody.
Now we have to watch what's actually happening.
USA.
I'm good.
The rematch, Duke-UNC, Saturday at 8:15 p.m. Eastern. And don't miss Monday's show when rapper Rick Ross stops by the studio. We'll ask him about his Miami Heat, what life has been like post-LeBron and D-Wade, and whether LeBron and company will win titles in Cleveland. So tune in right here on First Take.
You are so disrespectful.
He is going to fall off a cliff.
Shut the hell up.
That's not even close to my best.
They're wrong. And I don't give a damn that they agree with me or not.
Dear NFL, you know I live for Sundays in the fall, right? Just like the rest of America. I've been committed to you for over 25 years. But sometimes it's the people that you love the most that you must have the most difficult conversations with. And it's time for an intervention. The Kansas City Chiefs' Tyreek Hill, you know, the wide receiver who balled last season, the guy you featured on the league's Twitter account. Well, in 2015, while at Oklahoma State, Hill pleaded guilty of punching and choking his pregnant girlfriend. Then you invited him to the scouting combine, but you made it public that Oklahoma running back Joe Mixon will not be invited to this year's combine. Now, remember, Mixon was the one that punched a female student in the face in 2014. Well, I am just confused, I'm lost, and need some answers. Why could Tyreek Hill go to the combine, but Joe Mixon cannot? Is it because there's video evidence of Mixon's assault? And then let me get this straight. Mixon can't go to the combine, but he can be drafted. What is that accomplishing? Again, relationships require communication. Talk to us. Speaking of videos, it was 3 years ago in February 2014 when the Ray Rice elevator video was released, and you decided to take interest after the public backlash. Since then, you've repeatedly dropped the ball. You set a standard of 6 game suspensions and gave Josh Brown 1, while Greg Hardy only served 4. The only thing consistent is your inconsistency. They say the NFL is king, right? Well, kings are supposed to lead. Be proactive, not reactive. This is a call to action. Where are the 4 female advisors you hired to help shape the domestic violence policies here? Why have we not heard a peep from these ladies? I get that domestic violence is a complicated, ugly issue, but policy, that should be straightforward, right? So what is yours? And if you expect us to keep spending our time, money, and energy on you, it's time you start spending your time, money, and energy on getting this right finally. You know where to find us. For more Final Take, as always, you can check out our Facebook and Twitter pages. That is where they live. Gentlemen, we excited for Rick Ross on Monday? Thank you, guys. Thank you, thank you. Trying to get some consistency. Have a great weekend, everybody. We'll see you on Monday.
Paid, getting in a better situation to take care of his family. But in the end, he is, at 27 years old? He's been banged up the last couple of years. He's a guy that doesn't create separation. I mean, he makes good plays as far as going up and getting the ball, but he doesn't create at the line of scrimmage as far as separation. So you're going to have a quarterback that can throw in spots to him. There's a lot more work and more upside when you have to deal with Alshon Jeffries. And to me, he's never proven to be a number 1 guy. I mean, you know what you have in Brandon
Although
Marshall.
when
You
he
have
was-
a number one guy, but I don't know if Alshon has been that guy who can carry his team as the number one receiver.
When they were together, sometimes it was hard to tell who was better. And by
That's
the way,
not true.
poor
He was
Brandon
getting
Marshall, you
doubled, because
mentioned.
Brandon Marshall was getting doubled. I mean, of course you're going to go.
That's right. Brandon Marshall was clearly better.
Poor Brandon Marshall, the best quarterback he ever played with was Jay Cutler, Stephen A. Look, if you're talking about the who would you put them both on a scale, who weighs more in terms of value? Yes, I agree, Brandon Marshall, but there's more to it than that. If a team like New England got Brandon Marshall on the right kind of deal, that's one thing. But assuming there will be bidding for them, assuming we're talking about sizable contracts here over years and the attendant kind of cap issue that comes with that, I believe that Alshon Jeffrey's not only the better deal, but over the next 5 years has a very good chance to be the better player.
Whatever
and at the end of that
receiver-
5-year period, again, he'll be Brandon Marshall's age now.
Whatever receiver you're thinking about getting, it ain't for the next 5 years. It's for the next 2 to 3 years max. That's number one. And number two, let me tell you something, Max, right now. You could say Jay Cutler was the best quarterback Brandon Marshall ever played with, but not this past season. The season before last, Ryan Fitzpatrick was better than Jay Cutler has ever been, as far as I'm concerned.
I don't think
2
so.
years ago.
I mean,
2 years ago.
They're comparable.
2 years ago, yes.
2 years ago. 2 years ago, Fitzpatrick was okay. He was like league average, maybe.
And that's
when he needed
a
most, he
hell
had
of a
bad
lot.
game,
You're not getting my point. That's a hell of a lot better than Jay Cutler's ever been. That's my point.
Jay Cutler had a couple
Okay is a
seasons
hell of a
at
lot
least that
better.
good. At
than
least
Jay
that
Stephen
good.
A. Stephen A. I want to spin
Yes.
it forward. I know these guys want to go to contenders, but we have teams like the Bucks, Rams, Titans, Niners. They're all in need of a receiver. What do you think would be good potential fits for a Brandon Marshall or an Alshon Jeffrey?
I like an Alshon Jeffrey in Tampa because there are no title expectations. You know, with Evans in the crew, with Jameis Winston throwing the football, having an additional weapon at wideout, somebody that has the long term, that you got a long-term view with. I like that possibility for him. With Brandon Marshall, I'm thinking Pittsburgh. I'm thinking New England. I'm thinking spots like that, to be quite honest with you. Even Oakland, if he could find his way there. I like a Brandon Marshall in a situation like that.
I can see Brandon Marshall, again, a veteran team that's on the cusp, the New England Patriots type of team. Hey, listen, here we go with the Cowboys, but even a number 2 position with the Cowboys, I mean, you can find some spots for Brandon Marshall, but he's not going to go to a team where it's in a rebuilding process. The kid wants to win a Super Bowl. He hasn't even won a playoff game. So he's trying to, don't start. But anyways, he's trying to get something.
Oh, and you said that to the Cowboys? And he hasn't won a playoff? You set yourself up. Teed it up.
Darren Woodson just sat up there and said he's never had a playoff. He's never won a playoff game, but he needs to go to the Cowboys.
I teed that one up for you.
That's funny.
But when you look at
really
Brandon Marshall, this is a guy that he hasn't won a playoff game. He's trying to get to the ultimate.
Then he don't need to go to Dallas.
But
he don't need to go to Dallas.
I'm not even saying just Dallas. I'm saying there's teams that are out there that deserve that number 2 guy that he can be that guy. But again, Alshon Jeffries is going to be about the money. I see a team like the Tennessee Titans are a team that run the ball and they need a deep threat at the end. I think
Good offensive
Rams,
line.
Niners, there's a lot of them.
I will say this. Let me be very, very clear. I'm good with my man Brandon Marshall. That's my brother. Just spoke to him a few minutes ago. If he goes to the Dallas Cowboys, I'll never speak to him again. I'll never speak to him again. I will never speak to him
He
again.
has that ring on his finger. You'll be speaking to him.
Ring. What? A wedding ring? He's married already. He don't need a. You damn sure ain't talking about no championship ring. You can stop that nonsense.
You want me to bring my championship rings in here?
Bring it from the 90s. Bring it from the 90s. I don't have no problem with the 90s. Bring it from the 90s.
Decades do we have to go back?
There we go.
Oh, you guys are all haters.
My hairline was here, Darren.
How
My
many
hairline
rings do
was
we all
here.
have together? 3. Yeah.
3.
On that note, Darren,
Please.
thank you so much for being with us. Always fun.
Wow.
Appreciate the insight.
Get out of here, you cowboy.
So disrespectful.
Get out of here.
The Warriors did something last night they haven't done since 2015. Find out what that is. Coming up next, and Le'Veon Bell is maybe the best running back in the
Bell gets the call, and he stiff arms it in. Down to the goal line. Did he get in? Touchdown! He is absolutely slippery and amazing. Waits. Straight ahead into the end zone. Touchdown. And he is to the end zone for a touchdown.
Reaching out, looking for the goal line, and it is touchdown for Le'Veon Bell.
The Killer B is here. Our next guest is one of the best running backs in the NFL. In just 12 games last season, he averaged over 100 yards on the ground and scored 9 total touchdowns. Joining us now on First Take is Steelers All-Pro running back Le'Veon Bell. Le'Veon, thank you so much for being with us.
Thanks for having me.
So, the Steelers give you the franchise tag, but we know you're looking for that long-term contract that you obviously deserve. How close are you to getting a deal done before that July 15th deadline?
I'm not sure. Obviously, we want to come to agreement. But if it doesn't, You know, I'm just take it as it is, you know, and continue about my day. But, you know, we obviously, you know, it's going to go back and forth.
Le'Veon, if it doesn't get done, will you sign the franchise tender and play under the franchise tag?
Yeah, I'm going to play. You know, I'm not, you know, trying to stay out a year, you know, so I'm going, you know, go out there, play football, you know, and continue to do what I do.
Le'Veon, Stephen A. here, man. Thank you for being on the show. Break this down to me. First